The next bit of my DVD collection, my Joss Whedon TV series DVDs. Ahoy hoy everybody, and welcome to the next shelf in my DVD collection. And these are my Joss Whedon TV series DVDs. So we've got Buffy, Angel and Firefly. I'll talk a bit more as I go through them. First up, we have Buffy, the greatest TV series ever made, which was preceded by one of the worst films ever made. It's not that bad, but it's not great. So this is the movie of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So Joss wrote this, and then it was largely taken out of his hands and totally messed up and became his film. Starring Christy Swanson as Buffy, Donald Sutherland plays her watcher, Luke Perry's the love interest, then we've got Rutger Hauer and Paul Reubens as the vampires. Paul Reubens is hilarious in this. It's not a great film. It's enjoyable. I could see why people would watch this and think, well, why is there a TV series of this? It's terrible. But the fact that Joss got control back of it to make the TV series is why the TV series is so good. It's not great, but it has its moments. So then we got the TV series, and it started as a mid-season replacement. I can't remember what for. So the first series is only 12 episodes, and this is the DVD release of that. It's strong. It's definitely getting there, but it doesn't contain any of my favourite episodes. It's got an episode guide in it, a comprehensive episode guide, and then with 3 discs in this fold out cross-shaped package. As I say, none of my absolute favourites are on this, but there's some good episodes. Witch is strong. Angel is strong. Prophecy Girl's strong. Unfortunately, it doesn't contain the original pilot. That would be nice if that was on it, but it's not. Where it's a different actress playing Willow. But yeah, that's the first series. And then for the rest of the series, they stuck with a uniform style, and very nice they are too. These were very expensive when they came out. I bought them as they came out, and they were something, I think they were about £70 each. Whereas now you can get a box set with them all in for about 30 quid, which I heartily recommend to any of you. But yeah, so this is season 2, and this is where it, really started finding its feet. So they come in these rigid slip cases with they all had a little J cardy type thing on with them, and then little book packages with a little episode guidey thing at the front, and then each disc in a slip-in wallet, which unfortunately means they have quite badly reacted. Well, it's not that bad actually. But yeah, each one in its own little wallet, each disc. So this was a full 22 episode season. Highlights in this are Halloween, Lie to Me, What's My Line Parts 1 and 2, sorry, Ruby's been sat on the shelf for a while, they're not moving easily. Phases, Bewitched, Bothered and Bewildered, and then Becoming Part 1 and Part 2 are probably the best episodes in this series. But this was the Angel turning bad series, and the arrival of Spike and Drew. Season 3, so again we're in this book style packaging. There's always featurettes and commentaries and things like that on these as well. Oops, what was that? That was an advert for Family Guy that was in with it. Another one for the X-Files and the TV version of Dune. The J card. Special features guide. And then the book. Crack. So, favourites on this are Faith, Hope and Trick, because it introduces Faith. Homecoming I like. Band Candy is one of my ultimate favourites. The Wish. Amends. It's a Christmas episode. It's a bit schmaltzy, but I quite like it. The Zeppo is great. Bad Girls is great. Doppelgangland is one of my absolute favourites. Earshot is magnificent. And then The Prom and Graduation Day Part 1 and 2 are amazing. That's where it's sort of a 3-series arc that culminates at the end of this series as they move away from the high school into university. So season 4. Again, we got the J card. We got, do you remember these? Little mini magazines trailing what was available. And then the book. So favourites in this. So this is where Buffy goes to college. Harsh Light of Day. Fear Itself. Wild at Heart. Hush, which is probably my favourite ever episode. It's sort of a superstar. I find, by and large, this series Restless. It's sort of a strong overall series, but not many highlight episodes. Some people aren't mad on this series and the initiative, but I don't mind that at all. Oh, I'm going to put that in the wrong pile. That confused me for a minute. Season 5. No books or anything. Advertising books or anything in this one. So highlights in this one are The Replacement, Fall for Love, Triangle I like. It's a bit of a silly one at points, but I've always quite liked it. The Body, which is another all-time classic. And then The Weight of the World and The Gift at the end. So this, at the end of this series, it was actually dropped by its network. And it looked like that was going to be the end of Buffy, but then it came back. And before the series DVD of season 6 came out, they released on its own the musical episode Once More With Feeling, which aired on here on Bonfire Night, I do believe. And it's got some special features, on here as well. Angel Season 1 overview featurette, Buffy featurette, Buffy Inside the Music, Dark Angel interview with Jessica Alba, and trailers. But yeah, it's the magnificent musical episode. Then Season 6 itself, a very dark season, really does split fans. Back to having a little book thing, trailer for Family, leaflet for Family Guy, NYPD Blue, MASH and Angry Kid for J-Card. And then book. So highlights from this season are obviously Once More Revealing. Again, that's probably my second favourite ever episode. Tabula Rasa. Dead Things I like. As You Were I enjoyed. Hell's Bells is tragic. It's a long time since I watched these, so I'm having to quickly scan the episodes. And then the last 3 parts, Villains, Two to Go and Grave, very good, very strong. Yeah, I'd say it's definitely a season that a lot of fans aren't mad about. It is very dark. I'm trying not to say too much without spoiling it in case you haven't watched the show. But yeah, I like it a lot. I like it all a lot. As I say, I think it's the greatest TV show ever made. Season 7, the final season. Ish, as you will see. And what rubbish have we got in here? We got the J-Card thing. And a little advertising booklet. So season 7, they knew it was going to be the last season, which is good because it meant they could do a big, proper, dramatic finale. Same time, same place. I like a lot. Him. Conversations with Dead People. Showtime. The Killer in Me. Storyteller. Lies My Parents Told Me. Dirty Girls. And then Chosen, the finale. Yeah, again, lots of really strong episodes there. A lot of people think, the first 4 series were definitely the best, but there is a lot to recommend in the later series. They have sort of carried on the show in comic form, and they did do an animated version of season 8, a motion comic, and this is it. Sarah Michelle Gellar does not voice Buffy. I think Alison Hannigan does do Willow. There's certainly some original cast members doing the voices. I've watched this once. It didn't do much for me. Because they could do it comic book style, they've sort of gone very over the top with it. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it, to be honest. Okay, so after season 2, I think it was season 2 that he left. Angel spun off into its own series, and it's a lot darker series. I mean, those are all rated 15. The first series of Angel is rated 18, as you will see. It's not, there's no nudity, or I don't even think there's any bad language, but it's a lot darker, a bit gorier, that sort of edge to it. what I will say is that I think Angel was more consistently good. I don't think there's really any bad episodes of Angel. Maybe one or two. But overall, it's a good, strong, solid 5 seasons. Buffy was more up and down. But when it was up, it was magnificent. Whereas I don't think maybe 1 or 2 episodes, but I don't think Angel really quite got to magnificent. But it never got to beer bad territories. And those of you who know the series will know what I mean there. Anyway, on to Angel. So this is the aforementioned season 1, the 18 certificate. So again, these followed the style, all in the book packaging. So Angel moves to LA and he sets up a detective agency where he's joined by Cordelia. Season 3. It's after season 3 and it's after they leave college. Yeah. It's after season 3 that this started. There are a few crossover episodes where either the story overlaps or you just see Willow or Oz, or in one case Buffy, come onto the show to sort of set up a plot line for either show. But by and large, they're standalone stories. The pilot, City of, is very good. In the Dark is very good. That's got Spike and Oz. I Fall to Pieces is really good. Room with a View is really good. I Will Remember You, where Buffy comes back, is really good. Parting Gifts is really good. She is really good. Expecting is really good. I've Got You Under My Skin is really good. Eternity is really good. 5x5 is magnificent where Faith comes in. And then the follow-up, Sanctuary. To Sanshu in LA. The last part which sort of sets up further excitement. But yeah, as I say, lots of good episodes. None of those I would say were great episodes. And that is the pattern, really. As we move on into season 2. It's still sort of finding its feet in season 1, trying to work out what it would be. One of the main characters, Doyle, didn't last the full series for various reasons. And other people were sort of parachuted in from Buffy to sort of help, but by season 2 it really found its feet and they sort of knew what the show was. And this is taking way longer than I thought it was going to do. I'm determined to do these in one part. I'll try and go a bit quicker. Are You Now, Have You Ever Been is magnificent. Dear Boy is excellent. Darla is excellent. The whole Drew and Drusilla and Darla is what I meant to say. Plot line that's throughout this series is really strong. Thin Dead Line is really good. Epiphany, Disharmony. And then it ends, they get sucked into another dimension. I quite enjoy those episodes, but I think they're probably the weakest Angel episodes overall. And then we have season 3. Just for J-card. There's that one. And Heartthrob is good. That Old Gang of Mine is really good. Threadless is really good. Birthday, Waiting in the Wings, it's magnificent. I just realised this has got disc 6 in there twice in my book. I don't remember that. Anyway, yeah, there's an overarching plot line that I can't really talk about without spoiling stuff, but doesn't really work in season 3 rather, which sort of spoils the second half of the series. It's not bad, but as I say, I just don't think the plot line really worked. So we have season 4. Little advertising booklet and what have you. J-card wraparound thingy. But I love the artwork on all these releases, that's why I'm sort of showing them to you. That's one of the reasons why I haven't swapped them for the more compact packages. House Always Wins. Slouching Towards Bethlehem. Spin the Bottle is really good, as is Apocalypse Now-ish and Habeas Corpses. Soulless. Orpheus. And then it all goes a bit funny again. Magic Bullet was good, but then again, the overarching storyline towards the end again doesn't quite work. And I think that is the difference between the series, is that sort of the big bads for each Buffy series are always good and formidable enemies, whereas Angel don't always work. That's the bump in that one. So this is the final season, season 5. And again, they knew it would be the final season about halfway through, so they gave it a decent ending. This was a real return to form. This was actually after Buffy had finished, so they had a bit more time to concentrate on it and for it to be its own thing. Spike came over permanently. And yeah, it's a really strong season. The particular highlights in this are, when I can find it, Smile Time, and then the last 2 or 3 episodes, not Fade Away, the final episode particularly, but it's a really strong season with lots of good episodes, and those 2 that are real standouts. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to speed this up a bit. So that's Angel. So partway through, towards the end of Buffy and Angel, Joss decided to create Firefly, which is a Western series set in space in a future where the two dominant powers in fact the universe, from Earth it's expanded to the universe, were the Americans and the Chinese. So everybody's fluent in Chinese and English. There's been this big war, and Firefly's a ship owned by Malcolm Reynolds, and he sort of goes around the galaxy. He's a bit Han Solo-ish. He's sort of, a bit of a rebel who does dodgy deals, but he's always, on the side of right. And his crew, some of whom he's recruited and some of whom are sort of forced upon him, are the Firefly team. And it is wonderful. So this is actually a US release on DVD, 4 discs. The show was cancelled halfway through the only series, so there's 14 episodes, some of which were never aired, but they're all on this box set. 3 never aired originally, anyway. They may have been since. But yeah, really good, really great series. I do own this on Blu-ray, so I have shown this on Blu-ray already. It's got a huge fan following, and so it was popular enough from that, and the DVD sales were strong enough from that it actually got its own feature film, and it's Serenity. And it's a good film because it's great if you're a fan of a series, but you can watch it if you haven't seen a series and still understand who everyone is. They explain it enough without it being boring for the people who already know. It's a really strong film. I did have the pleasure of watching it in the company of Alan Tudyk and Ron Glass as well, and in a room full of brown goats, Firefly fans, which was a great experience. But yes, this is the film. Again, I have this on Blu-ray as well, so I have shown this on Blu-ray. And that's it. That's for DVDs. The next series was Dollhouse, which I only have on Blu-ray, so I've already shown that. But yeah, 3 great TV series there. So that's it for this part of the collection videos. All I've got left is my Doctor Who DVDs. So there will be 2, 3, maybe 4. Depends how much I start waffling on those. Might even be more than that, but I'm going to try and get through those quite quickly because there's not a lot to talk about on those. But they'll be coming up probably next week. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.